We keeps it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa, so come on in and feel some tea. Join the KOURTNEY family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun just for you. So go with God, let God go with you. It's time for KOURTNEY and Eddie.
I always put God first.
What's going on, KOURTNEY Ken folks? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video of KOURTNEY. And I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. It's my lovely wife.
KOURTNEY, also known as Coco.
This right here is KOURTNEY, and the channel's all about relationships, reviews, entertainment. It's all about our famous rants and jokes. And tonight we're gonna be talking about Love Is Blind with 3 episodes, episodes 7 through 9. And here we go.
So if you're brand new to this channel, you have subscribed it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. My voice don't always sound like this, but I had a procedure done, and so now here we are. So it should be back to normal in about a week or so. So I'm pressing through, but I am okay. And thank y'all so much for y'all love and support. So let's start out with Joe and Madison. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment down below. We want to hear from you.
Excuse me.
You nasty. Y'all said Edmund eat boogers, so you know that's.
No, I ain't got nothing. I don't eat no dang on boogers now.
But the burping is
that's human nature. Everybody got a burp.
Okay, so when
everybody got a fart.
So
burp.
when I pass gas in front of you,
don't do it in front of me though.
Oh no, you do it in front of me all the time.
I burp in front of you.
No, you have.
Let's get back to the show.
You have passed.
Get back to the show, child.
Get in the camera. Get yourself in the camera, child. So Joe and Madison. Now let's keep it a book. Joe don't like her like that. Now he could be falling for her, but I still don't see it 100 yet. So you know she's sitting outside, she crying and all that stuff, whatever. So she frustrated because Joe was drunk, and he act like he was more than drunk. He act like he had took a little something. So he was asking her what was wrong with her and all that stuff, whatever. He was like, "Why are you over there crying? Come in the bed." And she was like, "No, I want to be outside." And so she was like, "I'm so embarrassed." And when she do get in the bed, he get at the bed and Tom's like, "Ooh, I'm hungry. Did we eat last night?" He just seems so out of it. He's like, he's still clueless as to why she feel the way she feel.
Yeah. I think Joe has a drinking problem. I know he's one of the drunks that, you know, he don't know when to stop when he's drinking, and this is the results, man. He gets up and he's a drunk, drunk boy. We just call him drunk boy. Drunk boy likes to drink.
So Megan and Jordan, and I know, thank y'all so much for giving us y'all opinion. Some of y'all say y'all like couple by couple. Some of y'all said that y'all like to go the way of the show. So I guess we'll just keep up with going with the way of the show, because this part is kind of where the couples are mingling together, and I don't want to miss certain parts of it. So you got Megan and Jordan. Megan is hanging out with everybody. No, she was actually telling him that hanging out with other people, it was a lot. And that, you know, everybody seems great. They seem like they got it going on, that stuff, whatever. But she said she wants to connect and she wants to be that power couple. She didn't feel like they were that power couple, Chad, when they was among the other people.
Well, you got one guy that's not on your level, you know. The question I want to ask Megan, what do you mean by power couple? Are you talking about just being in love? Or are you talking about building a brand or empire? Okay, because if that's the case, if you're talking about building a brand or empire, you gotta make sure you pick the right partner. You know, so yeah, that's all I'm saying.
That QR code, you can purchase merch from our store. You just click that QR code, take you straight to the website. So gotta plug our own self chat. So now let's move on to Edmund. And now some of y'all feeling Edmund, some of y'all are not. Some of y'all really, you know. And
what they saying about Edmund in the comments?
You know, he eat boogers, he weird, he all this stuff, whatever. I don't remember him saying that he eat the boogers.
Well, I don't know about the boogers, but he like closets and pantries. Yeah, That is kind of weird.
So Edmund and KB are talking, and you know, about this situation when he did that crash out about waiting to marriage, and how, you know what I'm saying, she was like she don't want to have sex until marriage, until she get married and stuff like that. So he was like he don't want to wait, but you know, he happy either way as long as she happy. He respect her decision and stuff like that. So they both appreciate each other.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think KB is feeling it.
She said that she do have a hard time sometimes getting over stuff, but you know, she willing to work through it.
Yeah, I don't think she's feeling it.
So Madison and Joe wake up the next day because that girl said that she was gonna sleep in the other room because she was not gonna sleep in that same.
She was probably surprised he woke up. Dang, you woke up after all that?
Right. So she said that she really and truly slept in the other room, but then find out seemed like he said he got kicked out, so he's sleeping in the however, whatever. So, you know, they make up, you know, I was surprised that she seemed like she was the very first person to apologize, which didn't make sense to me because apologize for what? She was like she really loves him and she wants this to work.
You break up to make up. That's what they do. They break up to make up.
So he comes in, he gives her a hug, and you know, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Joey," whatever she called me, Joey Bear, I missed you so much. And you know, she apologized to him for not knowing exactly what he needed. And he said, "No, you know, I apologize because, you know, I it was really and truly I shouldn't have responded the way that I did." And he said he trying to get better and all that stuff, whatever. But he said he wanted to work.
Yeah, that's the thing with Drop Boy, because he gets around certain people, certain environments, and when alcohol is introduced into the environment, he's gonna jump on it. And when he jumps on the alcohol,
Yeah.
he don't let it go.
When he jump on that alcohol, what they said, a sober-minded man is a drunk, a drunk, drunk words is a sober man thoughts. Y'all know. So basically, he be telling the truth when he drunk. So all the couples meeting up, and the ladies are talking to Madison, and the ladies are talking, and Madison was telling the ladies that, you know, her and Joe, they in a better place. They had a falling out and all that stuff, whatever. But you know, they made up, and the sex was so good. They had good sex.
Yeah, that make up sex, baby. That make up sex is the best sex you can ever have. Cause you're taking out frustration, irritation, constipation. You're taking all that stuff out in
I
that.
want them to see your whole face while you go through all the
Oh, I'm
motions.
done now. Yeah, yeah.
So now you got KB and Edmund. So KB was telling KB was saying that her and Edmund had a disagreement, but they got over it. And the ladies are glad that all of them having disagreements to kind of, you know, break the ice before you actually get married. So it's good that they're going through all these things. So the group is talking and they talking about their relationships and, you know, that they doing good and all this stuff. What, excuse me, the guys are talking. So Joe was talking about him and him getting kicked out. You know, Joe was talking about Madison kicked him out and all that stuff, whatever. He was drunk. And Joe and Jordan was talking about, you know, him and Megan, you know, saying that she was annoying. He don't like that. You know, he didn't like the fact that this woman, he said it kind of really dug deep. I can imagine if somebody told me I was annoying. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it was just in that moment. I don't like that word. You know, because he was like that really truly it dug deep.
But you know, if you are ignoring, you gotta let that person know, right?
Not ignoring.
What's it? Annoying. Yeah, if you are annoying, you let that person know.
It's a better word you can use.
Yeah, but the point is, but he was at the time. He was kind of tipsy too. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and bite my tongue if you starting to get under my skin.
Yeah, but you better not never call me annoying.
Well, it might affect some people. Some people are like, okay, well, we keep it moving.
Yeah. So he said that, you know, as far as being clean, he's not the best clean person.
No, you got to look out for Lucas.
So he said that he said he don't like some stuff like too clean and all that stuff, whatever. He said that what's her name? Megan has said that she's never been in a serious relationship with somebody that have kids. And he said Lucas got a half sister too. So you bring in a lot.
Yeah, I don't say something I be true.
And they all was saying, the guys were saying, well, we are all about to get married in 3 weeks. Like, are we ready? Is everybody ready? And if you had to marry them today, would you be ready? And I think a lot of them was like, no. Go ahead.
Going back to Jordan and Lucas and Megan, uh, I really think he's using Lucas to get to Megan. Cause all you hear every day, all day is Lucas, Lucas, Lucas. And I'm trying to figure out. First, I didn't think little boy was real because you keep bringing him up so much. But
Right.
apparently, he's real because later on another episode, she met them all. But I ain't saying, are you using that? Well, we know he used Lucas to get to Megan. Because Lucas, supposedly have diabetes 1. What you call it? Stage 1 diabetes, and Megan's father passed away from diabetes, right? So that's the little, the little linchpin, not linchpin, what I was trying to say, linchpin that holds them together.
Mhm.
And he knows that. And that's why he keep bringing up Lucas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he knows that's a soft spot for Megan. And Megan frustrates me because she falls for it all the time.
All the time. And the mamas do too. But anyway. So Anton was talking to Allie. And Anton was just saying as far as him,
To me, I'm sorry.
but as far as Anton was, I mean, Allie was talking about Anton, and she was saying he's 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 real chill, but he really truly he's not as outgoing as she thought he was.
Yeah, I can kind of see Anton. I don't know because the next episode when Anton friend came on, it was like,
Yeah, but that was
okay,
at that time.
yeah, but Anton, they really don't have a lot of drama per se so far, in my opinion.
They gonna have some because Allie seemed like she is very,
She high maintenance.
Jameer.
She's
Very
very high maintenance.
So now let's move on. I try not to talk about them because I do not like Nick at all. I know they had a little few scenes before that, but
Nick has a lot of people that don't like him,
including me.
and me.
So Anna and Nick, they was talking, and to me, Anna came in with weird energy, because he was like, "Are you okay? Are you tired?" And she was like, "I'm just tired." So as they were sitting there talking on the bed and stuff, it seems like she don't feel like he's ready to like marry her. Seems like she's into him a lot more than he's into her. Now, this is the same dude that told the other girl that he loved her. Now, remember that. He told that other girl,
Katie.
Yeah, he said that, he said, I love you. So, this, no, what's she right here. He told this girl that I love you. So, and I feel like Anna came along as his second choice. And I don't know where the switch went.
I'll tell you when the switch went, I think it came down to religion.
But I think that you said we both agree he was using that.
Right.
Yeah,
he was. And for some reason, I don't know, like you said, I don't know what made him go to Annie. And like I said, I think, Annie, she was saying things she'd like to hear, ooh, about the kids being punished, religion and, being Christians or whatnot. And that kind of fell into his wheelhouse. And Katie, she wasn't as religious because she didn't want to go to church. And that, for some reason, he used that to kind of get out of that, get with Annie. And my thing, I'm with Kate. You can't tell me you're in love with me one minute, then 24 hours, all of a sudden something, you kick me to the curb. What happened? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What did I do to deserve what you do to me or what you did to me? And that's the reason why a lot of people don't like Nick, because Nick, like Katie said, is fake.
Dang, maybe just don't go to the end. We ain't got that.
Well, everybody knows that. Even when I said,
I know he's fake.
Yeah, even when I said, when his mom came in there, when they was in the park, he said, well, yeah, my mom came in there and asked me, was I gay? And it seemed like ever since then, he was trying to prove his mom and people around him of his masculinity. That's why he do all this extreme stuff and all this and all that. Maybe he's trying to prove it to himself. Who knows? Maybe he's trying to fight some demons.
Yep, you keep saying that. So it seems as though, like I said, he was saying that he needed time to explore. So and he was talking about what the other guys feel and how they feel like they ain't ready and all this stuff. Like, it's a lot. She was like, I don't care about what they feel. Baby, you keep getting out the camera. I don't care about what they feel. And so she said that she said, I know I'm in love with you. I want to, move in. I want to marry you.
Was she drunk too? Because she was carrying on like she was kind of incoherent.
I don't know. She did seem like she was all over the place. Maybe she's just an very emotional creature. So, yeah.
Creature. Not creature. Like she came out the black lagoon. Creature.
So she tears up and she said that she feel like, she is all in, but he not. So of course he trying to convince her and all this stuff, whatever. And she was like, you made it clear that you don't really want me like a part of your life. She said, I want you a part of my life. I want you to know that I want you a part of my life. I don't need you.
What did he say to make her think all that?
I forgot what he said, because him not be tuning in my child sometimes, because he just really bothered me so bad. But anyway, so now everybody's packing up. That's their last day in Mexico. So now everybody's leaving and all that stuff. Now they got to go into the real world to see how this really and truly gonna work. So the couples call their loved ones and talk to them and say, oh, look, this is my man, FaceTime, this is my man, and everything. So that's when we seen Edmund child trying to get into that cabinet, honey. He was determined.
I said,
come out the closet.
I said, Edmund. And I didn't know KB would be looking at Edmund sometimes saying to herself, what in the hell I got myself into? You know what I'm saying? Because you're a grown man trying to fit yourself in a cabinet in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's
like he's this big kid.
Right.
He's a big kid.
And and like I said, I had nothing against Edmund. I really don't. But you got to be the man. You got to be the head of the household. You can't be like hiding in cabinets and pantries under the sink. You can't be doing that, man. And I know.
Well, you know what? I think you can do that. If you get a partner that's on the same wavelength as you, y'all both can be two kids. But when it's time to be a grown up or it's time to be, then you do what you got to do. Like, he's a realtor, so I'm quite sure he knows how to balance being a so-called kid or playful. And it's just that you got to get a partner.
It's not a good look if I'm trying to do business with you, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would hope that he not showing no how to hide it.
Now everybody sees this on national TV. Dang, he's my realtor. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. He's like, you gotta understand, you do this stuff on these shows, man. Everybody gonna see this, man. I said, man, you trying to fit. Oh my goodness.
So now you got Jordan and Megan. So he was talking about his house and how he got Lucas a room and all this stuff, and Lucas. That's all you hear.
I know that's his child. I get it, but
I ain't talking about my child. No.
But it gets to the point it gets frustrating and irritating. You keep bringing it up all the time. Yeah. To me, it's like you're using Lucas to get what you want. Mm-hmm. Stand on your own 2 feet, man. Don't use your child, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man enough to get this woman, use it for your own. Use it with your own merits, okay?
Right.
Use your own merits to get this woman. Yeah. Don't use your son's sickness to get this woman. And that's what he's doing. Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, because even though Lucas is your world, you have not. This woman still trying to get to know you without a son. You know what I'm saying? And then you balance. Even though yes, you two go together, but still,
you gotta put yourself out there first. Then you bring your son along.
So she cries, she tears up because she was like, I don't know how to be a stepmom.
You should have thought. Oh man, sometimes she talk. I want to throw the computer out the window, man. The man told you had a son. If you're not comfortable of being a stepmom, maybe you shouldn't pick this man. Mm-hmm. Because being a step parent and dealing with the outside forces, dealing with being a step parent, it takes a certain type of person.
Yeah.
Especially you still got to deal with the child's other parent. You know what I'm saying? The other parent might not be as forthcoming for you coming to their child's life like that. Luckily, it sounds like Jordan, baby mama. I just want to keep it real. It's okay, but I'm just saying, man. But that can switch up in a heartbeat too.
Yeah. Cause she was like, I don't know, how it's gonna be like. Should I buy him stuff? And he was like, man, Luke is simple, you know what I'm saying? He just want ice cream, go to the park and all this stuff. So it's like he convinced her. She was like, oh, you're great. Then she went back into that spiral again. Oh my gosh. I mean, what if this happened, that happened, and what am I gonna? I was like, girl, this is too much. This too much. So she was just saying that she wanted to meet Lucas, but then they got 3 weeks until they married. So what is that gonna look like? So he was like, I'm gonna make arrangements for you to meet him. So now we're in episode 8. So Madison and Joe, child, the train wreck to me. They at the apartment chilling and all that stuff. So she was like, I'm excited to meet your parents and and all that stuff, whatever. So he was like, you not nervous though?
Joe said he came out the blue with this one right here, man. You're not nervous. You don't feel the way I feel. Everything's not gonna be rainbows and sunshine. And I'm saying, why is he so freaking negative for no reason, man? You cannot tell Madison how to feel. If Madison feels the way she feels, that's it. But he's trying to convince her to be as negative as himself. And I'm saying, is he trying to self-sabotage this relationship so he can find a way out? And he said, you don't feel the way I feel. You don't feel no nervousness. You don't feel no negativity. And she said, I feel the way I feel. I feel like, yeah, I do feel nervousness. He said, but you don't feel like to the extent like I feel it. Everybody has the different levels of how they feel. And he wants her to feel the way he feels. And to me, the whole conversation was straight up weird.
I think he was, like you said, he was trying to get her to feel that way, but he was like, this is crazy. She was like, but you signed up for this. Like, you read all the things. Like, you signed, I knew what it was going to be like. If you're not ready, you wasn't ready to get married. So he was like, no, I'm just saying, like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Aren't you? That just went on for a while. And I think he wants her to feel some reservation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm like you. I just think he is trying to just say something, put something in her head so she can't have some self doubts. So he can say, well, you got doubts, I got doubts, so we might as well call this off.
And she was like, I love you. And he was like, I fell in love with you in the pause. I paid attention to this.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He didn't say I love you too. He's like,
he had said I love you too.
Yeah.
But in that part, he was like, I fell in love with you in the pause.
Meaning I fell in love with you in the pause, but now it's different.
Yeah, I agree. Even though he throwing out, oh, I love you too. It just doesn't seem authentic. So she take off her ring because she was like, well, this ain't gonna work and all that stuff, whatever. But what?
Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Don't be like that, Joe.
Was like, drunk Joe was like, I just hate that I told you my feelings. I can't
even
talk to
you. You talking about DJ?
Drunk Joe.
DJ.
Yeah. So
come on, DJ, don't be like that, man. Why you don't just be honest, bro?
I think he should be honest.
Just be honest with us. Well, yeah, I fell in love with you in the past, but now once we got into the real world, the chemistry is not there. You're not my type, and just let it be, man. Go ahead.
Now you go on back to Jordan
and Lucas.
That it should be Lucas.
Lucas.
So they have to talking
Juicy.
about. He talk about Megan visit his spot and stuff like that, and y'all can see, honey, it's very small, but his son gets the whole bedroom and he sleeps in the living room, which is freaking weird to me, especially your son does not live with you. Y'all say y'all have him 50-50, but he don't live with you. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know if that is how it works. Do he live with you for months, weeks?
Maybe if the court order say, hey, the son has to have the bedroom, you sleep in the living room, or I don't know. It was a weird setup.
So anyway, so he was showing her all the stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, this is his stuffed animal where he take his insulin." She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm crying! Oh my gosh, my dad is here."
Well, I don't know what floor he lives on in the apartment, But when she started doing that, I wanted to jump through the window and drop kick her. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was so sick and tired. The point, and another thing, man, she was like, yeah, yeah, this is a small place and everything. Yeah, but my place back in LA, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they live in two different worlds, man. And
Two different words.
and she chose him because he's fun. But how long fun's gonna last? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. So now you got Anton and you got Alex. So it's the next day. They both work the night shift. He was up there cooking some steak and eggs and all that stuff, whatever. So he said he hadn't been to sleep in 24 hours. So as they were sitting up there having a conversation and stuff, um, they was talking about joint bank accounts, and she said, I believe in having joint bank accounts. He do too. But she said, I also believe in having my own. And he was like, why? She was like, because if I want to get some Botox,
She too young to get Botox so much.
child, these young folks get it.
Jeez.
And so she was also talking about, when she go to school, she'll probably have to quit her job to go to school. And when she stayed with her mom did everything, cook, clean, did all that stuff, whatever. He was like, I don't have a problem with taking care of all the finances and stuff while you go to school. And so she was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to cook. We probably have to get a private chef. So he was like, wait a minute now, Eddie.
Oh yeah. And another thing, she wants to be. She's high maintenance. She wants to be a housewife. She wants to be a housewife to get Botox every week.
Mhm.
And that time he don't seem like like I say, he don't seem like he's very outgoing when it comes to like social life, whatnot.
Let's see with his friends.
Yeah, that's what you. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So now let's move on to KB and Edmund. So he cooking breakfast and his mom come over. That child, they look like twins.
And KB said, "You gotta flip the pancakes. Get them pancakes, mama, mama." My good, yeah, boy, you're a mama's boy for real.
And it's funny.
Burn the house down.
He loved his mom, even though I think he was adopted. Like his mom,
That's his real mom.
that's his biological
Yeah.
mama. But I'm just saying that it was some issues in him growing up. Even as a child, I think he was in foster care or something.
Did you give him up or something?
I don't know if he was in foster care. It was something where the mom was not being able, to fully take care of him. And that's when KB was asked, well, how did you forgive her? He was like, well, he's my mom, she's my mom and all that stuff, whatever. So he moved past it.
Well, that's KB. That's a very good question because to me, if my parents gave me up, it would be kind of hard for me. It's like let it slide. So why you give me up? You put me in foster care, and I had to go through all this hard life.
So his mom come over. His mom wants to talk to KB, get to know her, whatever. She was like, girl, what did a coconut hit you upside your head that you would fall for my son? But KB was explaining how she fell for Edmund and all that stuff. And she said that uh, Edmund is the type of person, the mom was saying Edmund is the type of person that he kind of stores things away. He don't share a lot with her. He don't talk to her. But I'm glad that he got somebody that, he actually gave the key to the information that, that KB could be the one that he can confide in and talk to.
And I can understand why Edmund don't talk to his mom about everything because his mom did give him up. He probably grew attachment to another set of parents, so he might not be as comfortable telling his mom everything. In my opinion,
the mom got a gift to give to KB, and she give to all her daughter-in-laws and stuff like that. So she's gonna give her some beads or something like that. So KB asked her, was it culture? She said, yeah, it was. I think it was from Ghana or something like that. I don't know if the mom is from Ghana. I don't know, what kind of, culture or ethnicity that the mom has and Edmund and all that stuff, whatever. But they talk about that. She was just talking about they need to go to Ghana, and KB leaves for a minute, and Edmund talked to his mom, and the mom kind of shared some things with her, and she cried just like Edmund cried, and I guess that we get it from.
I know the mom said they need to go to Ghana. What do they need to go to Ghana for?
I don't know. I think just to visit.
What KB heritage go back to Kenya. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying.
So mom said, she seen a picture of KB online and she went to impress. Basically, that's what
And
she
then she
did.
went to her Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and she said her and her sister looked at Instagram and she said, "Nope, she ain't good for KB. I mean for Evan. She's not good for Evan." But she said, "I saw her, since I've seen her in real life and met her, she changed her mind about KB."
Yeah. So when KB came back, she was
Yeah,
telling her, she said, I don't pass my sons off a lot to anybody, but I like you. It seems like y'all got good chemistry, good vibe and stuff. Then the mom was talking about a baby and somebody dreaming about a baby and somebody gonna have a baby and stuff. I was like, Mama, chill. Don't
yeah,
push
you up here
that.
talking to the woman with food in your mouth. That irritated me.
You were like, she got food in
Yeah,
her
she had
mouth.
food in the corner of her mouth. She's still eating it. I said, "Man,
And one thing that the mama did say, she was like, listen, my sons and stuff, listen, I don't want them to bring nobody home to me that they ain't ready to be committed to a marriage to. I mean, I, I'm the same way, child. I got two sons. Don't bring nobody home to me, child. If you ain't finna put a ring on it, honey, because then I ended up
that's what I'm
face
saying."
being on Facebook, still friends with them and all that stuff, whatever. So now let's move on to Joe and Madison. Back to them, honey. So she sees his place and all that stuff, whatever. I guess the guy's got a little bro place, not too much going on. He once again apologized for how he acted. I was like, oh, here we go again. She put her ring back on and all that stuff, whatever. So now let's move on to Megan and Joe. Now y'all gotta understand these are dry episodes, so it wasn't much to bring.
No, it really wasn't.
So Jordan get to meet her mom and sister. And you can talk about that.
Basically, the mom and sister came in, the sister said she had a dream about the dad is saying Jordan, basically saying Jordan is the one, basically. And they like Jordan tattoos. The mom said something about tattoos. And they were spending with Jordan.
His son was like him.
Yeah.
The sister had a dream to say that Lucas was like him,
Right.
the dad.
The dad, right, basically, yeah. I
Oh,
said, what kind of power Lucas have, man? I'm saying Lucas is gonna be president of the United States one day. But anyway, so they were just chit chatting, and the mom said, "You know what, Jordan? You never asked us for our permission to marry my daughter." He said, "I was, but she needs to go to the restroom and walk away so I can ask you for her hand in marriage." So as Megan goes to the restroom, Jordan asked the mom and sister, you know, could he marry their daughter, her daughter and her sister, and they say yes. And
It really truly it was there. It was so much. I guess they call connection that the dad was really working behind the scenes to get this started, which can be very scary because if Jordan really is not the one, they're gonna make him the one because this was the 4th anniversary of when her dad died, right. And also they talk about he had Lucas got diabetes, the mom and the sister tear up a little bit because like, oh my God, this is a sign.
Yeah.
Sister dreaming about, oh yeah, he the one.
And then Megan said she had an episode that morning, because of her dad passed away, so she was kind of like down and out, and she was expecting Jordan come in there and give her a hug and kind of lift her up. But she never said anything to Jordan about how she was feeling. So Jordan really can't read your mind. So you gotta go to him and say, hey, I feel feeling down by my dad, but she never did. So she kind of got mad with Jordan because Jordan couldn't read the room. And so Jordan tried to figure out what did I do, you know what I'm saying? And so she kind of told him, and they kind of patched things up over that. And she said, yeah, I know you can't read my mind when I have episodes like this. So from now on, when I do have an episode like this, I'll let you know so you know how to kind of handle the situation. But you made a great point.
Me?
Yeah, when you said it's scary because everybody pointing like the dad's trying to pull the strings and saying Jordan and Lucas is the one. Now Jordan backs out, it's gonna all fall apart. So they're gonna force Jordan and Lucas to be there. Right. So they might kidnap them two people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, I know you want to run, but dad just said you gotta stay with us. So yeah.
You know how sometimes people can want something so bad,
right,
until they really truly make it happen, and it seems like it's supposed to happen.
Like I said, it's creepy.
It really truly is. But the mom, she seems to be real chill. Now the sister cried like Megan, so they seem like they kind of like. But the mom seemed real chill, and she liked Jordan. Now she did say that this ain't Megan's average Joe. This not who she normally go for, but they seem to like him and stuff. So now let's move on to Ann and Nick. Oh, my least favorite couple, child. So she visit his spot, and it seemed like he stay in the mountains and stuff. But she like his spot. The biggest thing is them trying to figure out if who's gonna move where. He don't want to sell his spot, which I don't blame him. Hey, to get away from the hustle and bustle, he work from home. He can be up there in the mountain, and she say her apartment got a pool and all that stuff, whatever. So that's basically what it was about.
No, it was more about that. You know me, I read between the lines. I say, okay, this is the same guy that was long when he was a teen, knocked on the door, opened the door. Nick, are you gay? No, Mom, I'm not gay. And so from that point on, he's trying to do everything to prove people wrong or prove people like he's real masculine. Like you said, maybe I should have brought a girl home, kissed a girl in front of his mom. Stuff like that. When you say stuff like that, it tells me like, okay, you're trying to prove something. You know what I'm saying? So now he gets on the track team. He goes to be a mountain man. He had this mountain cave. He's doing skiing. He's playing hockey. Everything masculine. Even accent is just too masculine for you. When you say stuff like that, what you trying to prove?
I'm trying to get. Go ahead.
Yeah, what you trying to prove, man? You trying to prove something? Are you trying to prove that to other people, or are you trying to prove it to yourself? Right. So you it's like you overcompensating for something, doing all this stuff. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, it started off when you say your mom asked you was she gay.
Yeah.
And he kicked all this, just kicked everything off.
And he weird, I can tell you that. And he's fake, and he, like you said, it's like he hiding something. He definitely hiding something. I don't know if it's his sexuality, but he's just hiding that I don't think he like Annie and all that stuff, whatever. And he really, and Annie can pick up on that. She can definitely pick up on that. So now let's move on to Madison and Joe. She meet his family and they fell in love with her. That's basically it.
It's like when Joe family fell in love with Madison.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it made Joe fall in love with Madison. In my opinion, that's what it seemed like to me.
Where he stayed though.
Yeah, that's a good point. But that's what it seemed like to me, because after he found out or saw the chemistry between Madison and his family, he did a little confession. Yeah, he was about to choke up. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, "Yeah, this is the Madison I fell in love with."
In the park.
In the park,
like
right.
in the park. So
Right.
now it's all coming to life for him.
Right.
Even though he said, she a little thicker than what he normally would go to. Now, Allie is meeting Anton's friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you can tell the story.
Yeah. Anton known his homeboy for years, I guess, when he was in high school.
But the couple, like the friend got a girlfriend, and they've been together 4 months.
4 months, right. So apparently Anton, his homeboy, party hard together. You know what I'm saying? They like to drink and they like to party. And, so they were just talking about old times, whatnot. So Allie and the girlfriend went to the restroom. So Anton's friend with him and Anton still at the table talking. So the friend said, "You know what, Anton, I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't think y'all gonna last. So I said, I'm gonna give it 3 weeks, y'all gonna break up." And Anton said, "Man, it ain't gonna be like that. I love her and whatnot. She's my type and yada yada yada." So Ollie and the girlfriend, they in the bathroom talking, and Ollie asks I'm sorry. Yeah, Allie asked the girlfriend, are they going to the strip club? And Allie and the girlfriend said, I think so. I'm not sure, but I think so.
But no, basically she was saying that it seems as though Anton was making it seem like his homeboy is always the party type.
Right.
He didn't want to go to the street. He's like, Anton ain't about that life.
Yeah.
But then the
girlfriend said they both that way.
Yeah, they both one in the same. They both go to the strip club. They both drink. They both like to party. They both do all those things. So now Allie is like, wait a minute.
It's been like what? How many months? She said that that's just like is he ready to be married? If he's with that party life, right. You know what I'm saying? Is he ready to settle down? Mm-hmm. And to me, I think Allie is reaching. That's just my personal opinion. I think she's reaching And because
You was like, what you said, forced.
yeah,
What you said, forced drama. or
it's
something like that?
fabricated. Because I'm saying, why are you trying to fabricate something like this, man? Because the man used, heck, I used to go to strip clubs and party all the time. I'll settle down, no problem. So sometimes a man can leave one chapter of his life behind to start a new chapter. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you have one.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and to kind of point your finger at Anton and say you haven't changed yet, you know, I think it's kind of unfair. Has Anton did anything to cause you in a doubt that he hasn't changed yet? I don't think so. The only thing I think you have an issue with is Anton's not gonna allow you to be sit at home, be a housewife, and pay for your Botox.
Now, 1 minute she said he's a little chill and he not as
Outlaw,
outgoing.
right?
And then the next minute she
Ooh,
he
oh now you gonna be out there partying with Spud McKenzie, the little Budweiser dog. You know what I'm saying? Come on, I'll show my age here.
So now let's move on to Jordan and in this house, child. So they go house shopping or house looking, honey.
And as soon as George stepped in the house, he started
Ooh, this is
itching.
nice.
No, he didn't say that. He started itching, sweating. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Even my bank account is starting to be depleted. Just walking in. You know,
They looking at a 1.5 million to 2 million dollars.
yeah.
That's a price range.
Jordan ain't ready for that type of lifestyle, man.
Million.
He's staying in a one bedroom, apartment, sleeping in the living room. You're gonna take him from that, and you want him to go and try to help you pay for like $1.89 million house?
She said I could sell my house in LA.
Well, for 1.5 million.
And then we'll have
500,000. That's still too much for Jordan. Jordan, I mean, that's too much happening.
And then you're like, what we're gonna do with all this house?
Jordan, stop the cap, Jordan. Yeah, that's not enough. That's enough house for y'all. What it is, you don't like the price range. Just keep it real. Because
what we gonna do with all of this?
you know, you gotta put furniture in it. Yes.
And we can't get no IKEA furniture.
Okay, but still, you signed up for this, buddy.
He said, listen, he telling the camera people, telling us, I don't want to seem like a financial burden.
Oh, mooch.
Because this right here, I can't do this. He was like, I really and truly, I can't do this because I've been known as the provider. But this right here is.
And the thing about Jordan, real talk, I don't blame you for this at all. Megan knew what she was getting herself into. Okay, she knew you wasn't on that level. Okay, so to me, she needs to kind of realize she's dealing with a guy that's not is not capable of supporting the type of lifestyle. Even though she says she's, I'm gonna take care of this. But men some men don't want you to be taken care of. Don't want to be taken care of. I'm gonna that and get that. Some men don't want to be taken care of. Okay, so even Jordan is to that point. He said, I'm used to providing. You know what I'm saying? Now she gonna take care of me, my son. That's not right. Even Jordan said that. So yeah, man. But she wanted to.
But yeah, so Jordan said that she'll get the house. She don't mind paying and doing all that stuff, whatever. So they looking for a 3-bedroom home, but that particular one was 6 bedrooms and stuff like that. So
and to me,
I was like $1 million ain't got no pool.
And to me, 6 bedrooms. Lucas get 2 rooms. So you're gonna have his bedroom, the tour room. You can use the other room for an office, and y'all have y'all bedroom in the guest bedroom, and yeah, I don't see the problem.
So anyway, so now let's move on to Nick and Ann. So Nick is meeting. No. So Ann is meeting Nick's dad, mom, and brother, and they come over and they seem like they liked her and all that stuff, whatever. But the mom did say that Nick was very sensitive. He was very in tune even as a child, because when they was outside, I think he was 2 years old. He was like, "Pay attention, buddy." So this is what I have to do, y'all. Pay attention, buddy. I had to do this when we was filming. Pay attention, buddy. So as they was up there doing talking and stuff, she said at 2 years old, he was very sensitive. She was like, okay, let's go in the house. He was like, no, mom, I want to look at the stars. Look how beautiful the stars are. I love outside. Look at this, look at that. So he's always been kind of like sensitive. And so she was like, she just want the best for her children.
And so Nick was always sensitive, right? So he was so sensitive that she went and knocked on the bedroom door. Nick, are you gay? That's how sensitive he was. So now he's trying to prove his manhood.
And then she leave and stuff like that. So, they was telling him, that they like her and all that stuff. Now they said marriage is serious. It's a vow. So you gotta make sure that you serious about this thing. So now they got 12 days until the wedding. So all the couples are meeting up, child. This one to get juicy, honey.
Finally.
Okay. So all the couples are meeting up. And so now you got Megan tells the ladies that she is I'm gonna do it like that. So Megan telling the ladies that, that she met Lucas. Well, let me do it like this, Jack. I think that's better. That she met Lucas and everything. Jordan's baby mama and everything cool. She was like, she real chill and all that stuff, whatever. And she just concerned about Lucas being on camera. She don't want him on camera, which I can respect that.
Yeah, it's too late now, man. Everybody want to meet Lucas, man. He brought him up so much.
I know that's right. And so she said that she is gonna meet Lucas, I think in a few days. Now Allie.
Well, Lucas black.
Allie tells the ladies what her friend was saying about in the strip club and all that stuff, whatever. Hold on, y'all. And everything. And she was just basically saying that, he seems to be a party guy from what she understands. And then he come in from work, he drink 2 beers. And she was like, I don't want to be with a guy that drink 2 beers in the morning. It was like in the morning, so he worked the night shift. He works the night shift. Well, you want no help, child. See me struggling. I
can't reach over there. Oh, you only get up on camera so people can see my midsection. Yeah, had to fall on the ground. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna do that.
So anyway, so she said, she don't want to be with somebody drink 2 beers and stuff, and he probably just have to wind down.
Yeah,
that probably, some people working a night shift, it take them a minute to wind their body down.
I give them people that work night shift. I give y'all kudos. I
can do
it. Every once in a while I do it, man, and try to wind down and get some sleep during the day. It's hard. It's hard.
So now the other people are coming in, and who do we see? Patrick
coming. What's up, y'all? And who's his wife's husband man? Casey. What Casey at? She's in the wind, y'all. She's in the wind. She threw that ninja bomb down and disappeared on him, man. Ghosted him.
Yeah, so Patrick telling the other guys, hey, what's up? Because Patrick's so excited to see the guys. And he told the ladies, I'll talk to y'all in a minute. But he went over there telling the guys, and they was like, well, what happened? He was like, man, she said that she wanted to see how it was gonna go when we get back to Denver. But we text and all that stuff, whatever. And then she gonna tell me she don't want to see me. And I was like, maybe it's just her nerves and all that stuff, whatever. She don't want to film. And he was like, oh, okay, so we can just talk. You know what I'm saying? We can talk on the phone and stuff like that. Then she tells, now just tell everybody we done broke up.
No, because she told him, well, I don't want to film no more. I don't want to be on the camera no more. And to tell people we broke up. And he said, okay, I'll tell people we broke up. And I think he called. He said, no, you call me. She never called him. They kept on texting. And I guess he finally got the hint that she didn't want to be with him no more. So he asked for the ring back. And what happened?
And she said, no, I'm keeping this ring. You put me through a lot. We gonna get through a lot.
I said, how cold can you be, man?
That girl wanted the souvenir.
Yeah, that is cold blooded, man. You kicked this man to the curb, embarrassed this man, and you kept his ring.
So that's
Cold
right
blooded.
she need that hair makeup money, honey. So she gonna pawn that ring. So yeah, Patrick was just so gullible. Oh my gosh. So now you got Kate that's coming in. Now Kate and Nick was a thing, right?
Mhm.
So let me pull up where he at, Nick. So now you know Kate and Nick was a thing, but he chose Annie.
Right.
So now you got Kate, she walking in and everything. Nick looked sick. Nick looked so sick because he was like, dang, because you know he never saw these people before. But I think they did see them on IG. Once they got back and stuff like that, the couples that didn't make it, they can go to their IG and see the other people and stuff. So now Annie is meeting Mike. Now Annie had a connection with Mike.
Brandon. No,
Brendan.
Yeah.
Brendan. I'm sorry. Where he at? Because I know I got him on somewhere. Brendan. So where he at? Right there. So that's who Annie had a connection to. So Annie had a connection with Brendan.
No, Brendan had a connection with Andy because Brendan, he didn't want to let that go, man. He was like, baby, please come back, baby, please. Because you know he went back into the pods the last day and tried to convince her to come back to him.
Yeah. Now Brandon, Annie was telling the other ladies, you know, yeah, he was saying, you know, I love you, I don't want, you know, and all this stuff, whatever. But you know, she was like, I chose right. I chose Nick. I'm with Nick and stuff like that because he didn't fight for me and all that stuff.
And then Annie had the nerve to say when Brenda was at the little party he was at, see, this is why I made the right choice. Brendan, he ain't making me feel like I want it. How you gonna make you feel wanted at the party y'all at now when you chose Nick over him? What are Brendan supposed to do?
Right.
What are you supposed to do? He's supposed to be kissing your butt?
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Of course he's not gonna make you feel wanted, man.
And then Jordan gonna tell Brendan, man, you dodged a bullet, man. That girl quirky, man. I don't think you would have liked her. She too quirky and stuff. And I must agree. I don't think he would have cared for her either because she is like she was just too like giddy and stuff like that. So yeah. But so yeah, Brendan he dodged a bullet. So now let's move on. So the couples are all the people trying to line dance, child. They barely making it. So now you got Mike. Now Mike pull up. So Megan was in to Mike.
Right.
Then was her two right there.
See, here's the thing with Mike. Mike has his own businesses. They're on the same level when it comes to finances. They like to travel, and he's older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she thought Mike was probably too reserved for her, and she liked Jordan because he made her laugh and made her smile and whatnot. But
So they sit up there and they have a conversation. So you got Jordan and Mike. They sit up there having a conversation. And so, you know, Michael just saying,
basically, you regret your choice.
right. Yeah.
And she said, I knew she was gonna say no because she didn't want to look like she didn't want to look like an idiot. So of course she's gonna say no. Of course she thought, I can't talk today. Of course she's gonna say no, and that she made the right decision. So Mike kept pressing her, like, okay, I thought about you. I thought like you knew this, and I apologize for making you cry into while you was in the pods, and I shouldn't have done that, And then she said, yeah, because when you did that, you didn't stick around to comfort me or whatnot, and you didn't like fight for me, and that's the reason why I went to basically I chose Jordan over you. Mm-hmm. And Mike said, yeah, I apologize. I regret doing it that way. And so Mike was he's trying to shoot his last shot because he did say, I thought about sliding in your DMs. Yeah. And she said, I'm glad you didn't. Yeah. So yeah.
And so he said, but that's the cocky side of me and stuff like that or whatever. So she did say that, hey, you remind me of my past boyfriends because that's the stuff that they would do, that cockiness and stuff. So that kind of scared me off as well. So, she got what she wanted. So now let's move on to Annie and Patrick. So now you got Patrick.
Right there.
And you got Annie. Now this was supposed to be the couple. These two were supposed to be the couple.
Yeah.
But Annie, she ran for couple.
No, I can't do this. I'm leaving.
I still don't fully understand unless she did not want to be with an Asian man, because I know she said that she normally do not date Asian men, but she normally date white
But
boys.
did she not have Patrick in her top though?
Yeah, she had Patrick and she had Brendan.
Well, if she
I
didn't
mean
want,
Blake. I'm
if she
sorry.
didn't want that Asian man, she could have just told a Pat that time, well, this is not gonna work.
But see, I think both of them was falling for each other, and it was so unexpected. Patrick normally do not date
And
Asians,
sometimes you can't fight that. If your heart wants the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't date Asian men in the past, and also you meet this Asian guy and you fall for that guy, so be it.
I agree. So he was like, "You was my top until you left," and she's like, "But was I though? Because I heard you got married to her." I mean, engaged. I'm sorry.
Yeah, engaged.
I'm sorry. I heard that you got engaged to her.
And I said that about Pat. I said, Pat, if Annie was your number one and she left, you should have left too. I said that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he said, I don't stick around. I gotta go to my number two.
Then this nut started talking about sex and what she
Right,
could do to
right.
him.
Because we was, oh yeah, that's a good point. When Casey was talking about sex to Patrick, and Patrick just sitting there with his head down. I don't like you. I'm thinking Patrick thinking, oh no, man, this ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. I'm not here for all of that, but it won him over, and he chose Casey.
Yeah, he chose Casey because Annie had already left. But Annie was making it more about his choices. And he was like, "But I was falling in love with you, but you can't be falling in love with me if I hear that you done got engaged to this girl, so you done asked another girl that you wanted to marry her." And he was like, "Casey was my second choice, and you was my first." And she was like, "I don't care. You should have never did that if I supposed to be your number one."
And I think that's kind of unfair in a way. I think it's kind of unfair because you did leave, and you had two people too. Yeah, Blake and Patrick. Okay,
Blake.
So what happens if the roles were reversed?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What if Patrick left? Would she have picked Blake? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she was giving Patrick hell. To me, she was not holding herself accountable for why she left.
Right.
Now, if she left because I guess she got scared because she really and truly was falling for Patrick, then so be it. But don't sit up here and make Patrick the evil person because he chose a little tramp honey that don't get rings back. Don't sit up here and
trifling. Is she trifling?
The same girl that was like, "Oh yeah, be on reality shows. My boyfriend told me to go on reality shows."
I told you I felt like she was on this show for clout. How you gonna get on this show, tell the man yes, and keep the man ring after you told him you don't want to be with the man?
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
So now you got Edmund that got in the mixture.
And see, that's sometimes when guys get together, we can't get caught up in the conversation like that. And sometimes we do get caught up. And I think Evan got caught up in the conversation when what happened? Somebody said
it was Edmund said, "Well, nobody's perfect," and then he go. Annie chimed in and said, "Well, Nick is perfect. Nick, my man, he perfect." And then he go, Edmund was like,
"Oh man, I wish somebody would say that to me."
So here come the black woman. So what you saying?
I said, Evan.
So what you saying?
Read the room, brother. You don't say stuff like that, especially in a crowd. You got a crowd. You have a big crowd you in, and you gonna undercut your woman like that in front of these people. That's the wrong thing to do, man. Yeah. It's like, man. I can understand why KB felt the way she felt.
She was like, so he was like, "Oh, I wish somebody say that about me." She said, "And I don't." He was like, "Well, you don't give me that the positivity and stuff like that or whatever." And so she was like, "Oh, so you really truly want to do this here?"
I said, "Yeah, man, walk away from the crowd. Y'all don't do that in front of the crowd. Walk away. Go to the side. Go in the bathroom and talk about this. Don't do this in front of these people." But
so Edmund, they have a conversation, and child, sometimes you can't handle a black woman, honey. She will eat you up and spit you out. That's exactly what she did. And so that I think they went over there to the side and talked. And so she told him to walk away. She said, "Just walk away." He was like, "You walk away." No, you just walk away. So he walked away, went over there with the guys and told me something. "I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I was like, why is he saying that? You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand why he was saying
See, here's the problem. And forgive me, I probably think I'm a bad person for saying this. This is why they need a second black couple there. Because I think everyone would be more comfortable confining to another black guy. You know what I'm saying? And then the black guy was told, man, you don't know, man, you don't say that. You know what I'm saying? You don't say this or you don't say that.
Yeah, get yourself together, man.
Right. And I just felt like I think if they had another black couple, that Evan would have been better off.
Yeah.
But for him to go into that crowd and say, I'm gonna die, and they try to hype him up, going back over there, man, going back over there, man, up, going back. Oh man, that woman mad. That woman mad. You don't go. Yeah, you don't go back over there, man. No, bro. Just, oh man, give him time to cool off before you go back over there. They try to send Evan back over there to an angry woman, pissed off, and you gonna send him to the lion's den, and yeah, he gonna die for real right then and there.
So KB go to the restroom. Somebody went over there and talked to her, and I guess she was getting emotional and stuff. So KB came at the restroom, and it was like, "Hey, Kat," she said, "Don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me."
See, if you had a brother there, and Evan said, "No, don't tell her. Hey, let her walk by. Just watch her walk by, and let her cool off. Because you try to say something to her now, she's gonna embarrass you some more, and you're gonna get your feelings hurt." And what happened? Hey, can I talk to you? Nope, don't talk to me. And she just kept on walking. Ooh, cold blooded.
So now you have Katie. So Katie
I like Katie.
and Nick. Now remember, he chose Annie. Nick chose Annie, and then but Katie was his number one. So
Katie.
Nick apologized to Katie for how it went down with them and stuff like that, and she was like, "You told two women that you loved them."
Yep, that's what he did.
You told two women.
It was almost. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut y'all. It was almost like copy and paste.
It was absolutely it was because they bring it back. Absolutely it was. He said he didn't know how to explain himself to Katie, and Katie was telling him, "But I don't understand. You just saying that you didn't have these feelings you felt for the other girl, but you had them for me." Then the next thing I know, turn around and you was like, you asked the other girl to marry you, and you cut me out. I don't understand. So Nick, being fake and phony, he didn't know really how to explain that before. Now Annie get wind of what's the conversation going on.
I think it's another woman came.
Yeah, it was Allie.
Yeah.
So Allie was telling Annie, yep, Nick told that girl that he loved her and stuff like that, and that, he really truly he was wooing her. Now and Annie started like feeling some type of way.
Because I don't think she knew about that.
And when Nick walked up, he was like, "Hey, you rode the bull? You want to ride the bull?"
She gave him the cold
shoulder,
man. I felt the shoulder was so cold. I got out of the bed, put a coat on. That's how cold it was because he kept on asking her and talking to her. She didn't even turn around. She didn't acknowledge that guy at all.
Go ahead.
No, okay.
So anyway, so yeah, I think really and truly. Drunk man Joe.
DJ.
Joe got up there and said what he had.
DJ just like he started trolling Nick. He said, "Man, Brandon, you've been better off with Andy than Nick."
Brandon, you've been better off with Andy.
Yeah, because he said, because when Nick and Andy had sex, he'd be missionary. But Brandon would have had sex with Andy, he'd been flipping it up, rub it down. Oh no, like okay.
I'm saying, how you know that?
I don't know, man. And that's when Jordan said, "Man, true, but man, be quiet. You ain't got to say it like that. But yeah, you're right, but you ain't got to say that. Be quiet, be quiet." So they gave DJ a confession. And DJ said, "Yeah, some people say they like Nick, but they said Nick is a good guy, but I don't know about all that. Nick is I ain't gonna talk about Nick. I don't like Nick, basically, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't like Nick." I was like, dang, man.
So Madison is talking to Annie. And Madison basically saying, Madison, no, I think she was talking to Katie. I think Madison was talking to Katie. Yeah, Madison was talking to Kate and said, yeah, a lot of people don't like Nick. And then Kate was like, I think Nick is fake. I
Mhm.
think he fake. So case closed, child, he is fake. That he is.
I don't think none of the guys like Nick. I mean, yeah, I know DJ don't like Nick. Apparently Jordan don't like him because he agreed with DJ. Anton, I think he's indifferent. He's indifferent. And Edmund, he's still trying to hide in the closet. So his opinions aren't going to matter. So
Next week, this coming up Wednesday, they got 2 episodes that'll drop. And then I don't know if the last one is the reunion. So y'all let us know what you think, because this will be how Married at First Sight going, because they're gonna be dropping these episodes. It just like this, it'll be on next week. It'll be on next week. Next Thursday it'll be Married at First Sight. So we'll be here to give y'all the review of it. But on that note, that's all we got. What about you, baby?
That's all I got.
Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
I'll put God first.
Deuces.
Hey!